Hey guys, welcome back to Star Citizen. So in today's episode, I'll be doing a short basic guide to mining in Star Citizen, which was added in 3.2. Now guys, this is a big deal for Star Citizen. As you know, in any space game, mining is the backbone of the economy. And Star Citizen, as I said, just added in 3.2 the mining mechanic, the very basic mining mechanic, the tier 0 I think is what they're calling it. Now, in order for you to participate in the mining, you need to have the prospector. It is a mining ship. Basically, its sole purpose is to mine. Now, I don't have a prospector. This is not my ship. It has been loaned out to me by CIG as a substitute for my Orion mining ship, which is not ready. So anyone that owns an Orion, which is a much bigger mining vessel, will be given a prospector to use until the Orion is ready. So once you have your prospector, you need to go onto the surface of any of the 3 moons around Crusader, Yela, Daymar, or Cellin, right? The initial tier 0 of mining in Star Citizen is only on the surface of these moons, or on the surface of a planet. Let's just call it a planet. You will not be able to mine asteroids. So you have to go onto the surface of a moon like this. So here I am. I'm on Daymar, right? I'm on Daymar. You come to the surface of the planet like this. Next, what you do, you have to be close to the ground, right? So you hit tab, you hit the tab key. With the left click mouse button, you hold it down, hold left click. Your scanning charges up to 100%. You're holding the left click, and now you release the left click. A single pulse goes out. 100% pulse goes out, and it scans for mineable objects, mineable minerals and stuff like that. So I'll do it again. Charge it up, left click, and release. There we go. We can see a bunch of icons. And these represent like mineable objects, mineable rocks and stuff like that. So once you get that your scanning done, basically you know where everything else is, you get close to it. So let's do another scan.
Landing gear down.
There we go. So we have a whole bunch of items being picked up by the scanner. Then once you find one of those objects, you have to get closer to it. Now one issue that I've seen with the mining in 3.2 is that the mineable rocks or objects tend to pop into view very late. So you have to be very close to it until they pop into your view. Now, okay, so say that you're next to one of those mineable objects, mineable rocks, whatever. You're still in your scan mode, right? So now you have this aiming kind of pipper. You move that onto the rock, and there we go. It's scanning. It's scanning the composition of the rock. Okay, so right now we have a whole bunch of information. So it says with 99% confidence, this rock has a mass of 4,198.86. It has an instability of 0.88. And it just told us, I'll do it again. It told us that it was a percentage agresium and a percentage diamond. So for example, 0.26 diamond, 0.35 agresium of that total mass of top. Okay, so next, if you do decide to mine that particular rock, you get closer and you press the M key on your keyboard. Once you press the M key on your keyboard, the mining apparatus or the laser arm deploys, and you're in the mining mode kind of the ship. Okay, so you have your mining laser now, and you point the mining laser exactly as you would point a weapon. So it's following that blue circle on my HUD. Okay, so now when you move that blue circle onto the rock again, it will perform another scan. As you can see, that white circle is filling up, so you should wait for that. It's doing a scan of the rock. is saying to us it's a granite deposit. Again, it tells us the mass, 4,198. I'm guessing that's units of whatever. And then tells us the percentage again. So 0.35%. So that's less than 1% agricium and 0.26% diamond. Now down the bottom, it tells us our cargo capacity to the right. You can see cargo capacity 0. That's our cargo capacity. And below that, you can see fracture sensor at 0, overcharge sensor at 0. Now towards the right, to the right side of the HUD, you can see up the top, energy transfer graph. Below that, now these are very important. Below that, it says instability, 0.88. And underneath that, it's resistance, which is 0.02. Now, what do those two numbers mean? Instability basically means how unstable is that material that you're mining. Now, the higher the instability, the more chances of the rock exploding while you're mining. The higher the instability, the more jagged the power increase will be. It won't be a smooth increase of power as you put the laser onto it. Basically, it could jump 3 or 4% all of a sudden, right? It is a much more volatile substance. Now, resistance, what does that mean? Resistance, for example, in this one is 0.02. which is very, very low. So resistance is how resistant is that substance to the heat transfer that you're doing to it. For example, how much power you need to heat it up to actually melt it with your laser. Now 0.88 in terms of instability is actually quite high. That means this thing is quite vulnerable to explode basically, and it's a difficult thing to mine. Now below that you have laser throttle, and below that you have rock energy level. Your laser throttle is controlled by your mouse wheel. So you control the throttle with using your mouse wheel. So you want to throttle up and then throttle down. The rock energy level is basically the amount of energy that you have transferred from your laser into the rock. Now on the rock energy level, you can see there's a bit that's not colored, and then in the middle there's a tiny bit that is in green, and there's a large bit in red. Now all that part below the green is really initial safe levels of energy that can go into the rock. So this is as you're holding the mining laser, and I'll just show you in a minute. I just want to explain what I'm doing before I actually do it so you guys can understand. Then once you get into the green, the fracturing will begin. So you need to hold the rock energy level within that green zone, not within the white and not within the red. It has to be on the green zone, and you hold it in the green zone using the throttle of your middle mouse button, so you will decrease and increase the energy levels, and watch the fracturing sensor on the right. So when it reaches 100%, the rock will basically fracture. It will fragment into smaller pieces. However, at any point, if your rock energy level drops below the green zone, the fracturing process begins to go down. The fracturing percentage will begin to go down. Basically, you're not going to be fracturing the rock. At the same time, again, just the same, if you move above the green zone into the red zone, you will hear a kind of an alarm going off, and you'll see the overcharge sensor increase in red. Okay, the longer you stay in the red zone, your fracture sensor will go down. So basically the rock won't fracture how you want it to fracture. If you're in a high energy level, you're basically overcharging it. The overcharge sensor will go up, and if it reaches 100%, it will explode. The rock will explode, and it will most likely damage your ship. It will damage your mining laser. It could blow up the ship as well, the prospector as well. So you want to keep that rock energy level in the green zone. Okay, so let's begin. So when you want to fire the laser, you press the left mouse button. So ready? Left mouse button, one click. There we go. So now our laser is on. Our laser is on. Now I'm going to slowly increase the laser throttle with my middle mouse button. You can see 2.4, 4, 5%, 8%, 9, 30%. So you can begin to increase the power of the mining laser. 60%, 70%. Now down the bottom, on the rock energy level, you can see that's increasing ever so slightly. So I'm going to put my mining laser strength at 80%. Now you can see the rock energy level climbing. Now because it's unstable, right, you have 0.88% instability, it jumps. You can see how the rock energy level jumps. Sometimes it's high, sometimes it's low. You see that? It fluctuates. You can see now it's at 17%, the rock energy level, 19%. The closer you are to the rock that you're pointing the laser at, the higher the energy transfer will be as well. So make sure you don't change your position, your distance to the rock. So we can go up to 100% and transfer a lot of heat really, really quickly. But that's not the right thing to do. You can bring down the throttle and watch that energy level. There we go. So we're now in the green zone. We're now in the green zone. Look at the right side of the HUD. Have a look at the fracturing sensor. So we're fracturing the rock. So now it's dropping. I want to increase a little bit more, and then I want to decrease now. I don't want to go into the red zone. So it's 90% ready to fracture. There we go. Now we've fractured the rock, the main bit, into a couple of different pieces. Now the next process can begin. So, with the left mouse button, we're firing the laser. Now you need to click on the right mouse button, right? Right click, and now you go into extraction mode. So this is basically where you will take the actual minerals in. You will use a combination of the laser as well as a tractor beam to pull in that ore. So you go up to the pieces of rock that you've fragmented. Any piece of rock that is highlighted in purple is basically ready to be extracted. So it's basically what you want to pull into your ship, right? So as I said, you click the right mouse button to change between the laser, the fracture mode, as you can see down the bottom, to the extraction mode. So we want to be on the extraction mode, and we want to take in the purple stuff. So anything that's highlighted in purple is ready to be extracted. So let's now we're going to left click, and we'll begin the extraction process. So you can see down the bottom it says 0.875 SCU per second. That's the extraction rate of the minerals that we're taking in. Alright, so we completely took in that chunk. Now again, to the left, you can see cargo capacity. So that tiny piece of rock was 12.5% of our cargo hold. So 12.5% of our cargo hold is now filled with that rock that we just extracted. So now we have a few bigger chunks. We basically cut down that bigger rock into 4 or 5 smaller chunks. Now anything that's highlighted in yellow has to be further fractured. So this is not ready for extraction. You cannot extract anything from this. So you need to go back to the mining laser. So right click. Now we're in fracture mode again. And now we're going to use left click to turn on the laser. And we're going to have to further break down this part of the rock as well. Now because this rock is smaller, it isn't as big as the previous one, you need less energy. But however, it still has the same properties as the bigger rock. Same sort of instability, same sort of resistance and whatnot. So for this one, because it's a smaller piece, we're going to use a lot less energy on our mining laser beam. So as you can see, it's climbing. The rock energy level is climbing, and there we go, we're in the green now. We don't want to go into the red. And at the same time, we don't want to drop below the green either. We want to keep it right there. 50% fracture. There we go. So we just went into the there we go. You can have a look. We went into the red zone, And down the bottom you can see an overcharge sensor. If that reaches 100%, it will blow up. And it will most likely damage our ship. There we go. So we got a whole bunch of smaller pieces now. So again, as I said, anything that's purple is ready to be extracted. So right click on the mouse, we're in the extraction mode, left click, and we begin to take up all the minerals in that piece of rock. Okay, so that piece is done. That one. And that one. So you can see down the right hand side, the cargo capacity, it's at 44.63%. So we're almost at half of our cargo carrying capacity. Now the Prospector is a small ship. It is a small light mining ship. It is not a big ship that can, you know, scoop up large amount of ore and, you know, minerals and stuff like that. However, in my opinion, it could have been a little bit bigger. At the moment, it can only carry 32 SCU worth of cargo. It could carry a little bit more, in my opinion. Because as you saw, we only were able to, like, out of one rock, we were able to only take a couple of pieces, and we're already at almost 60% now. Now, we could continue with breaking down these chunks further and further, and then extracting them, just as what I showed you. But however, I want to show you a different type of rock. So this was agricium, right? This was agricium and diamond. Agricium and diamond are quite valuable in Star Citizen. They're valuable minerals. Now, let me just show you something again. Let me just point to that. Okay, so take a look at that rock energy level. You can see that the green band is very small and the red band is quite big. Now this is not the same for every single material that you can mine. Basically this is the hardest, right? That green zone is so small and you have to keep the energy level in there. And it's quite difficult to do if you're just beginning to mine. Now materials, minerals or metals that are less valuable will be much easier to mine. So that green band will be a lot bigger. That red band will be smaller. So allow me to show you guys. So this is Corundum. Okay, so we can have a look. You can see the instability is at 0.02, right? So that's so much easier, so much safer to mine than agricium or diamond or anything that's valuable. So this is a game mechanic basically. The more valuable the particular ore is, the harder, the more dangerous it is to extract. Sort of kind of a trade-off, a kind of a game mechanic. Now you can see down the bottom, the rock energy level. The green band is much bigger than the agricium and diamond. So this gives you a much higher leeway for making a mistake, basically, for making a mistake, for, you know, for overcharging the rock and having it explode on you. So this is going to be a lot easier to keep in the green band. So what happens once you fill up your cargo hold and you finish with everything? So you just click M, right? The mining arm, the mining laser goes back in, and you're ready to travel. So as I said at the beginning, I'm here on Daymar. Now preferably you want to mine during daytime. So you want to go to the bright side of whichever moon that you want to go to. It's a lot easier. However, the Prospector has good lights, has good ship lights. You can work at night as well, somewhere that's dark. but I prefer to work somewhere during the day. Now you want to make sure when you go onto the surface of a moon, you don't want to tunnel vision. You want to make sure to be aware of your surrounding. You don't want to be ambushed by pirates. Uh, there are people around, especially now with patch 3.2. It's quite popular. There's people around looking for prospectors mining, so they will attack you when they see that you're in a prospector, so you need to watch out for that. Okay guys, welcome back. Now we're in the last part of the mining tutorial. So the last part that's left for you to do after you mined whatever that is that you want to mine, it is to go and sell the ore that you have in your prospector's cargo hold. Now traditionally most people come back to Port Olisar. I haven't sold any ore at Grim Hex or at Levski. I've only tried Port Olisar. Now you would think that you need to come to here, to this console here, but this won't work. You will not be allowed to sell unrefined ore to these consoles here. So you have to come around here to this console right here on this wall, this bigger console. So as you come in, it's on the right hand side. So you come here, you click on it, there we go, trading console, MISC Prospector. So again, you can't sell other things on this console except for unrefined ore. So you select your MISC Prospector. Now I didn't complete the whole mining of that rock, so I only took in 19 SCU, so we still have 13 SCU of empty cargo space in the Prospector. Now as I said, the Prospector's cargo hold is 32 SCU, and that's very, very light. That's almost minuscule, really. In my opinion, it should have been a little bit bigger, but it is what it is. So once you select whatever it is in your cargo hold in the MISC Prospector that you want to sell, it will list everything that's in there. For example, agricium, 0.35% agricium, which will give us 167 UEC. Diamond, 0.26%, 32 alpha UEC, and the rest is inert material. So basically dirt, rock, other stuff that we don't need is the inert material that we had to unfortunately take in, right? The MISC Prospector at this stage does not have the ability to sift through, basically to sort out what you want and what you don't want. So you're basically cracking the rock and taking everything in, the valuable stuff as well as the inert unvaluable stuff. So for all that unneeded inert material, we get 35 SCU, which is pretty much worthless. Now in total of the unrefined materials that we were selling to this console, we get 236 alpha UEC. All you have to do is click sell to refine, and there we go. So we made 200 and something UEC. Now that was pretty poor because I didn't finish the whole mining process. I didn't mine the whole rock. But then again, we probably would have gotten 400 to 500. Now, however, if you do target like valuable material, like valuable minerals and metals and stuff like that, you get a lot more. For example, every time I go and try and mine, I look for titanium. I go to Daymar and I try and look for titanium. Now, you have to pay close attention to the percentage of whatever valuable material that you're interested in that's in that rock. For example, ours that we just mined was 0.35%, so less than 1% was agricium, less than 1% was diamond. So you need to look for something that is a sizable value of that rock is a valuable material. For example, I've come across 20% titanium, 20% titanium, and that's given me around 2000 UEC, 2000 alpha UEC once I've mined that rock. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys learned something, and if you did and you enjoyed the video, please remember to leave a like and subscribe. Thank you so much for watching. Bye bye.